Good morning, and what a morning it is. We are in somewhere very different to our usual places. Ouch, I've just hit myself on the head with my camera. No, that on, see, didn't it? Yeah, no sense, no feelings. Isn't she lovely this morning, eh? Yeah, we're doing a little bit of a bluebell hunt, and I've never done a bluebell hunt before, so I'm rather looking forward to this. We saw lots of videos last year of the bluebells, and I never, you know me, there's no planning involved or anything. But we're out, spring is here, we're in a place called Galloway, which is in the southern area of Scotland. Yeah? Colmanel, near Colmanel, which is near Galloway Forest. And we're heading that way to get some bluebells. But on the way down, driving down these country lanes, which are beautiful, we're seeing bluebells everywhere. I've just stopped, pulled the car over on the lay-by, run up this muddy bank, which was boggier than how I thought it was going to be, and yeah, got some couple of beautiful pictures of bluebells. And we've just come past this. Look at this, bluebells everywhere and a lovely little bridge and a stream. So of course we've dumped the car, as you can see, up on the side of the road, put the hazards on, got the camera out, put my tripod on this time, and we're going to have a look and see if we can get a few pictures of bluebells. And just one note for anyone doing this bluebell walking type of thing and finding these bluebells, please don't trample on them. They are protected, I think. So yeah, if you're going to look for bluebells and walk around the bluebells, just stay off the actual bluebells themselves. So let's see if we can snap a few images. This is going to be a bit random. I'm just going to pop a few images off, maybe a little bit of B-roll for you. And we are actually looking for a particular forest when we get to this particular old woodland, and then I'll do a proper bit of how I'm setting up the camera type of thing. So yep, let's see how we get on with these bluebells. Good morning and welcome to another one. We all know that a little bit of landscaping goes a long, long way. And it's not me this time. Caught on camera. Okay, well I thought I better do a bit of description of what we're doing and what we're playing at. As you see, this lovely piece of old drifty type wood that's been in the forest for years and years and years and never been moved by hand or foot by any human. No, I'll start again. This lovely little piece of wood that's been found and placed strategically by the good lady wife, Mrs. C, and then slightly adapted by Mr. C. Yeah, we pushed it into the bluebells a little bit. It's just beautiful. It adds a nice little dimension to the image. Vertical shot. I'm using it, the light's coming from behind us and just carpeting across, or coming across this carpet of, well, the dappled light it is, because it's dappled light up through the trees there. And it's just nice. On this piece of wood, it just takes you into the image, it takes you into the bluebells. And again, trying carefully not to step on all the bluebells. You can't quite see on the back of the screen because the sun is quite bright on the back of it, but I'll see if I can turn you around and have a bit of a look. Yeah, f8, and I've also done an f5.6 to try and put a slightly narrower depth of field so it blends the background. Now what I might actually try, let's just take that again because the light on it's fantastic, absolutely beautiful. Trying to avoid my shadow because my shadow's just here, so I need to come slightly off to the edge. But you've got this little bit of a diagonal in the bank, and there is actually a path leading down the right hand side, but I haven't got that in. This is a really beautiful little shot. I don't do many of these little woodland beauty shots, but yeah, this is quite nice. I'm also going to try one. Let's see how wide we can go. 2.8. I'm going to try one at 2.8. I'm going to focus on the front of the wood. I'm going to put a 2-second timer on to avoid camera shake. And I'm going to do one at 2.8 because that might soften the background even more. Look, she's still landscaping. What the hell is she doing? She's a fake she is. No, really, it doesn't hurt. Do you know what?
No bluebells were destroyed in the making.
No bluebells were destroyed in the making of this fundamental image. She's landscaping, bless. She's tidying up. That's all she's doing. Look at the sweat on my head. This is, what are we on? About, what are we on? Let's have a look. It's 10 to 11, which is not ideal time, but we are actually on our way back from our holiday. And we are making the most of what we're doing. So yeah, this is not the best time of the day really, but because we're in the woodland and the plan is to go and find some dense woodland, we should be all right. So yeah, beautiful little image, ISO 200, f2.8, f5.6 and f8. I'll bob all three up if you want, and tell me which one you prefer, A, B or C. But yeah, beautiful little image, very nice. Driving along, we both spotted something that looks pretty awesome. She just told me to say that. Yeah, no, we were driving along this road, which is a 60-mile-an-hour road, obviously, and we spotted these trees. So we've gone down to the nearest lay-by and walked back. And they look awesome from the car, but now we're on foot. They don't look quite as good, but this, to me, was going to be one of them perfect black and white shots. The problem I've got is I can't find a position where I can see it in. What we've got is Scots pines, a whole row of Scots pines, and behind it, because it's really hazy and it's really bright sunlight with haze, it's made all the mountains hazy in the background, and it just framed all the trees. I'm in a position now where one of them's clipping, and I've still not got a line of sight right through. Where I've parked the car, I'm closer on it, and all I've got is sky behind it. It still makes a really nice black and white, I think, because there is no colour whatsoever. You're shooting directly into the light. The sky's pure white, probably blown out. The shadows are right down in the shadows area, so they're probably blown down if there's such a thing. So yeah, all the information from both ends of the scale are gone, but I like all the straight lines and the little clumps of leaves at the top. It worked really nice. So if I can't get a shot from here in all this undergrowth, I'm going to try, but I think it's too busy in front of it. Then I'll go back to the spot I was at, show you where I was at, and I'm going to put the slightly longer lens on just to get in a bit closer and just take a couple of clumps of trees. But yeah, driving along, just see this image. We both saw it at the same time. Look at that! And it both caught our eye, and it's just a case now we can't get the elevation to get above the shrubs in the foreground. But yeah, this would have been a perfect black and white, full-on high contrast image, something pretty cool. So there they are. That's what I was looking at before, those little trees there. I think it makes quite a nice, very minimal black and white shot. The kind of thing that you really should be turned to black and white. Straight lines, high contrast. Quite nice. Just can't quite get the position I want to make it perfect, but I still think it'd be quite good once I get back to processing. Just before we head off and get back in the car and try and find this antique forest or ancient forest, one last composition. This is the best one of the lot for this little section. Camera's in vertical, as you can see, f8, ISO 200, 2-second timer, pretty much standard. We're out at what you see on there, we're about, what are we, 115, 120 millimeters I suppose on there. This is the 55 to 200, the Fuji, which is pretty good. It's not a bad little, it's a cheap lens in comparison, but yeah, quite nice. I've got, they say odd numbers work, not even numbers. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 twigs, or sticks, or trees, or dead trees, whatever they are. They're Scots pine as far as I know. Got 5 of them in a row, quite low down in the frame. I've put the horizon line or the tree line right at the bottom of the image. All I want is the bit sticking up and the trees above it. And that's all I pretty much want. They were enjoying themselves. Yeah, that's all I want. The 5 twigs, the white sky and the black trees. That's it. Minimal, simple. So yeah, that's my shot for today, not for today, for here. Totally nice. I'm going to switch the camera back on. I'm just going to do another one, slightly overexposed, just to make sure that I've got proper blacks and whites. Where are we? It's giving me a shutter speed of 113th, 1,300th of a second. 2-second timer. Oh, 2-second timer wasn't on. Let's put it on. 2-second timer. When it goes to sleep, the timer comes off. Done. Like that. I do like that, and I'm sure you will too. Right, we haven't got very far at all. We've just turned around this corner. We've travelled about 4 miles, 5 miles, a little bit closer. We just turned off the main road. Sorry you're so close. I've got my tripod in my hand. I'm holding you close up to me. You can see right up my nostrils. Right, I've just got to lock the car. Hang on a minute. She's got her key out. Can't do it that way. I've got to do it on here. Right, I've just got to hold my key. I've got one of these fancy cars. Look at this. I can hold the key and my windows go up on their own. Woohoo! Just means it flattens your remote controls, that's all. Yeah, we spotted this. Look at this behind us. Look at that little beauty just there. Look at her. Look at that little beauty just there, she said. Look, woohoo! Yeah, no, she's just said, come, we've got to get out of the car. I've already got out of the car. I've already taken a shot. Pretty much where Mrs. C is just now, taking this shot. Look at that down there. The light down there is absolutely beautiful. Really, really nice. And I hate blue skies, don't I? But look at this. The greens are out. The light's coming through whichever way. It's actually coming through from the right. I thought it was coming through from the left, but it's not. It's coming through from the right. But it's causing some beautiful shadows through this path. So we're going to have a little walk, just a few feet up here, just to see if it changes, and to get in to get into Denise's shots. Huh? Yeah, I'm all right. It's a country lane. We'll be fine. Stunning. I do like stuff like this, I must admit. Look at the greens on this. The greens on this stump here and the light shining on it. So again, I have got to take a photograph of this. Now you might be a bit wobblier than normal. I've got you on a gorilla pod instead of my tripod, but yeah, I think I need a shot of that because the greens and the light shining on it really make it quite dark, so the shadows are really deep. And then we'll go down a little bit further and just see if I can get a bit more of that pathway down there. Yeah, cracking. You'll see the images and maybe a little bit of B-roll. As per the adventure the last few days, everything goes back to normal soon. Once you've seen all the Scotland stuff, it's all just random. Stop, start, stop, start. Get the camera out, put the camera away. David Bailey here. She's not gonna, it looks good on the camera, doesn't it, when you get dark shadows. Right, let me get my shot before she gets all the best ones.
Take 2. I've just stolen the camera for a few minutes. Yep, there he is in the background. And I just wanted to say that as much as it is important to do all the planning and, you know, make sure the conditions and everything are okay, and when you're trying to find locations to shoot and all the rest of it, this day is fast turning into one of those we're getting nowhere fast days, and it very much reflects the type of person, if you like, that Paul is as well. He's very spontaneous. People that know him also know that he can be unfiltered, and he does things on the spur of the moment. So, but he does still get really good images and good results. So as far as the planning is important, just get out there and enjoy taking pictures. Get out and enjoy being great outdoors. Days like today, who wants to be stuck inside? Just get out and explore.
Right, I've robbed the camera back off of Mrs. C now. She's gone back to taking photographs. Yeah, I am a bit spontaneous and a bit, whatever the word she used. Unfiltered, yeah, I am. I am spontaneous, I'm unfiltered, I'm random, I'm just, yeah. This is the day that it's going to be a bit in and out again for you and for us. We're on our way, like I say, down to different places. We've never been up and around this place before filming or shooting. So, yeah, this is a lovely shot. Well, I think it is. You'll have to tell me whether it is or it isn't. I actually think this is really, really, really nice. Very, very deep shadows, very, very deep, vivid greens. What I've got, you can see this shadow here, or going whichever way it is, this way, that way. I can't do it. Which way is it going? There, anyway. And you've got this green moss on the fallen logs, and you've got the pathway leading down. I've shot the image pretty low. I'm trying to keep out all the whites in the corners of the frame. So I've kept the image really, really quite low. But it's very deep, very dark, very mystical. Really quite a nice shot, to be honest. F8, ISO 200, I'm forgetting about the shutter speed because it is what it is. I've bracketed the shot just to make sure that I've got the lights and the dark areas, you know, to the detail I need, but I don't think I need the detail. It's not the detail I'm looking for. It is the deep dark contrast. Very contrasty, very moody, and I think really quite a nice image. And because you've got diagonals in it, it seems to work. And as if by magic, the battery went dead. Right, yeah, that was the image shot. Taking it, 2-second timer, like I said, F8. I might actually try it. Let's just try it, because we've got plenty of time. Let's try it at something like 3.2. Let's narrow it right down, focus at one point, and I'll do the same again with that, just to see if by softening the distance works. I won't know. You'll obviously know way before me, because you'll be seeing it now. Now this is a nice little spot. The river's pretty dry, I'm standing on the boulders at the moment. I would expect once you've had a bit of winter and a bit of rain, this is pretty well filled up. And these boulders are pretty much rounded off quite a bit. So there's obviously been an awful lot of water come down here over its time. Sun's dead bright, dead harsh. You can see by the shade on my face with my hat. But down there's a lovely little bridge. Now I'm thinking, with the polarizer on, if I can get a longer lens on again, and just use the bridge and shoot through the bridge. I think it's got enough atmosphere in it to make a photo. So I'm going to set the camera up, put the other lens on. I think it's too harsh to shoot the stones in the water. I'll have a look and see if I can find something, but I think the sun's too bright for this sort of thing. But underneath that bridge, it just seems to be muted. So I'm going to have a go at that, see if I can get a shot of that. If I do, I'll show it to you now. If not, then you have to wait till the next one I take. Someone explain to me how that hole forms in there like that, because this rock is solid. It's a solid boulder. So what's made that bit wear out in the middle? And there's one there. What's made that one over there wear out? It just, I don't get it. I just don't get it. The cameraman's all over the place. God, yeah. Right, camera set up again. I'm shooting up the river. The sunlight's over my shoulder, which probably means I'm in a bit of silhouette. I've put the polarizer on now. I keep thinking to myself when I'm driving along and I'm doing long journeys, I start thinking about B-rolling, and I think about what you want to see, and think about stuff I want, you know, stuff I should be saying and doing. Now, I always tell you what camera settings I'm using. Is that important? Because when you've been watching me for a long time, do you need to know? But if you're new to me and new to the channel, then maybe you do want to know. And again, I'm telling you I'm putting the polarizer on. I'm going to show you now what the polarizer is doing. Are you interested? If you're long term, you're probably not. If you're short term, then you probably are. So it's a really difficult one. I don't want to put too much in that long term people get bored, but I don't want to put too little in, knowing that if you're new to the channel and you're looking for information, that it's stuff you want to learn. So we're going to go through a basics again. Polarizer's on. It's a cheap polarizer. I'm on my Fuji, and we've spoke about Lee filters and Nissi filters and case filters. I'm using a £10 filter from eBay. It's got no generic name, it is just a black 10-stop filter. I've got a polarizer on there, CPL filter. It is a cheap £10 filter, or about £10 from eBay. No idea what it's called, but it might have a name on it, I don't know. Let's have a quick look. Nothing, there is nothing on it. It is just a cheap filter. I've got no links, I can't even remember where I bought it, did that years ago. But you tell me if my images are okay or not with these cheap things. I've used them all week on the Fuji. I've got thousands of pounds or hundreds of pounds worth of filters in my bag in the car, but when I'm carrying the Fuji in a small bag, I don't use them. So you don't need to spend money, I don't think, to get pretty decent images. But this is the difference. I've got a polarizer on. I think it's gone to sleep, as it normally does. 2-second timer back on. Right, polarizer on, the polarizer off. Alright, I'm going to show you two images, one with the polarizer on, one with the polarizer off. I can't video this because it doesn't let me video it this way round. It doesn't look right. Take two. Right, memory card run out. I don't know when the memory card run out. I was just talking about polarization. I'm going to show you two images, one with a polarizer on, one with a polarizer off. And the reason why you'd use a polarizer in this is literally to cut the glare off the top of this water and see straight through to the bottom. It's that clear, you can see all the rocks and the boulders in the bottom. Lovely snaking lines all the way up. Beautiful greens on the trees and the blue sky in the background. I think it makes a nice simple little image, a bit picture postcard, but it's nice. vertical, straight down the middle, job done, easy. I put a 10 stop on as well, again I said about a cheap 10 stop filter, and it just eliminates the movement in the water. We are at 7.5 seconds, so we should get pure smooth water like glass, and that's it. Simple little image. I did nearly fall over on that boulder. That would have been funny, wouldn't it, if I'd have head planted that as the wife's laughing at you behind me. Right, that's it, job done. Right, here's one for you. Is it jam first or cream first? Jam. It's not even real cream. Squirty in the cream. Shaving cream. Cheers.
No.
What?
Just pinch some real cream because I had a bit.
Here's another one for you. Is it a scone or a scone? I'm an ex-Londoner. I don't care. Well, we are back on. I'm back with you. Just sorting this tripod out while I'm talking to you, so I'm going to wiggle you about a little bit. Yeah, we've been heading down this little tiny country lane, as you can see. We've just come round this corner, and we've noticed all the lovely little bluebells in amongst the trees. So we've parked up in this little tiny 3-car parking space, and which is probably a passing place actually. And we've just noticed up in the trees a waterfall. So I'm going to get my camera out. Denise has got hers, and we're going to have a little wander around this area, see if we can get a few bluebells for you.